Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It is me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. So on this video, we're going to talk about the Oled and Sir Ridley Scott movies and why is it that he wants you to see his movies in Oled. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go ahead on my 4K UHD Blu-ray player, which is the Oppo 203, UDP 203, the last of the Oppos. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to zoom in this full screen because I want you guys to see a little bit of better detail here. All right, I normally don't recommend that you do this. This is not how you should view this film, but for the purpose of this video, we're gonna keep it like this because I want to talk about the detail. Let's pause the video here for a second. Hold on, I'm gonna try to do my best here. All right, for example, right here, we're going to test 3 different movies. We're going to test Prometheus, The Martian, and The Covenant. Like this scene, for example, I purposely turn off all the lights in the room so that way I can at least give you some tiny little bit of direction as to what I'm seeing. And I'm going to use my Magic controller to do that. I mean, for example, like look up right up here. And then up here, you can see the dirt on the windshield here on this vehicle. You can see the dirt, you can see the reflection, you can see the other light out there in the distance. You can see the reflection of the other light here. Same thing here, you can see the dirt, you can see the reflection. You can see plenty of detail here because what you have here is you have pure pitch black darkness. And when you have a canvas, that's what Ridley Scott was talking about, when you have a pitch black canvas darkness here, then every light, red, green, blue that's emitting is, or yellow, it's gonna pop and show in its true originality, meaning that you're gonna see every little tiny detail that film director intended with his principal photography. You will see it here. Let's use another example. And same is true right here on this scene. You can see the reflection right here perfectly. When they were hosing down the floor here, you can see the reflection of the wetness of the puddles. You can see the smoke over here, the vapor of the smoke, much visible. This is what Ridley Scott was talking about. You can still see this on LCD. You will still see it on the LCD, LED backlit technology. Don't get me wrong. But you're going to see it better with a black, pitch black canvas. Okay, that's emitting by itself. That means that every and each pixel is going to be emitting every detail by itself. 8.3 million of it. And when you have that, then you get much better vivid detail on that movie, especially if the movie is being shot by red cameras, like a very high resolution, and then converted to 4K for the home viewing. All of this looks even better in person. Now with the camera, it's really difficult for me to show this to you. I'm trying to do my best here to kind of point out certain things here, but to truly see this, you really have to have QLED or Z90, Z9F. You gotta have one of those LCD, LED backlit televisions. You have to put them side by side in person with the Oled, next to the Oled, and play the same scene, the same movie, and you will see exactly what you are missing. Okay, I've seen people do it on the YouTube. They put 2 televisions side by side. You cannot see it from the video. Okay, and I'm letting you know, pointing with the Magic remote controller here, that you see hell of a lot more detail. But let me show you some more scenes. Let's go through some more scenes here. Then we're gonna switch to the Martian. And same thing on this scene. You know, you see things the way they would appear to be in real life. You know, it's pitch black inside these tunnels, okay, and it's very kind of scary. If you ever been through a tunnel, a mining tunnel, going through a tunnel with a flashlight, it's very scary. All right, it's very claustrophobic and very scary. So So you get that nice representation of what he is seeing in real life. And this is what Ridley Scott was talking about. Again, it's hard for me to do this with a camera because the camera lens depicts a lot of exposure, so it's hard for you to see the detail. And I'm not doing this to show you, look, this is how it looks. I'm doing this just to point out, analyze, and give you a certain analysis on what he was talking about. And even here with Charlize Theron, when she's looking at the camera monitors, you have a sense of light, reflection of the light in the dark areas, and it looks three-dimensional. I mean, it looks as if the screen, as if you can go inside the screen and be there. Okay, and this is something you have to see. I keep telling people, when it comes to the OLED, you got to see it in person. You know, there's nothing I can do, even if I had red cameras, 8K, 24K, some crazy Aries cameras, still, you can't see what I'm seeing. You have to see this in person. So let's jump into The Martian. This is The Martian, Ridley Scott movie. Another Ridley Scott movie, a very successful movie. I think it was nominated for the Oscar. Definition of the stars, the way you see them, the way you see the planet Earth and the atmosphere reflecting, it just looks better. Okay, now let me zoom in. Let me zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. Here. It is difficult for you to see this with a, here, let me pause it. Let me pause the video here. It is difficult for you to see every and each individual stars here through this camera, but trust me, on the OLED, I see these stars. Not only do I see them very well, but I see the definition of the constellations, and it really is done that well. And here you can see the atmosphere on the planet Earth, and this is what Ridley Scott was talking about when you're watching a movie on the OLED, because you have that black canvas, and every and each pixel it's emitting by itself. This is perfect for the movies. It's perfect for the movies because principal photography, a film director, when they're making a movie, they want you truly to experience their work in the best possible detail. He talked about the detail in the movies and the way he wants you to see the detail. Now, Alien is coming out, 40th anniversary. Director Scott, it's coming out in 4K UHD Blu-ray. Can't wait to get that movie. I want to do a comparison on it here with the QLED. And there's no question about the fact that, yes, even that old movie, 1979 old movie, as old as I am, is going to look fantastic on the OLED. And this is what you're getting, guys, when you have OLED. Look at the detail here that you see. I mean, just, there's Florida right there. Maybe we can pause on Florida so you can see it again. Let's go down to the Florida. The reason they're aiming at the Florida is because of the Cape Canaveral Kennedy Space Center. Hold on, I got to do it again. My bad. There it is. And look at that detail. There's the Okeechobee Lake. There's the Cape Canaveral right there. There's Orlando right here in the center. Central Florida, Buena Vista, parks and all that stuff. And look at this detail. The clouds, you can even see the shadows on the clouds, on the ocean. That's the kind of detail that you get with the OLED. And again, I need to emphasize this for the rest of you who never seen OLED, who never experienced OLED. I'm not doing this video to sell you OLED. I'm not doing this video to convince you. I'm just doing this video to give you my analysis of the OLED. Why? Because I had many different types of OLEDs. I have videos to back that up. I have many televisions. You know how many televisions I have. I have nothing but credibility, and I'm here to give you my honest opinion. If you love movies, the OLED will give you the best possible movie experience, in my opinion. Now let's go jump into some other scenes as well. And even in this scene, look how beautiful the shadows and the sunset has been presented here on the Mars. Now, obviously, this is not Mars. This is in Jordan, okay? But still, look how beautiful that's being presented here. All right? By the way, the movie was filmed in Jordan. There's a desert in Jordan that looks exactly like Mars. And I'm glad that he picked up that location to film this movie. Look how beautiful that looks. It looks natural. It looks beautiful because that's what OLED does. It gives you a natural representation of the picture. And look at this scene. Just look how beautifully it's being presented here. Look at this, man. Just looks fantastic. And look at that detail. Like, you can see the skies, the Martian skies up in the background. You can see his GoPro camera here with the light. Actually, it's not a GoPro camera. It's just a light. I'm sorry. It's just a light. It's not a GoPro. It's just a couple of lights, flashlights that are being used here. Very high density strobe lights that are being used. And look at the clouds. You can see the formation of the clouds. You can see the reflection right here of him holding this, whatever this is that he's holding in his hand. You can see the reflection from his gloves right here on his glove. You can clearly see a reflection right here. Okay, you can even see the reflection in his eyes right here as well. Okay, reflection here too. The shadow of the mountains, the definition of the clouds, all of this stuff, it's being presented much better on the OLED. Same thing here. Look at the shadow definition here. You can see the dirt on this door where it says caution. You can see the reflection right here on the steps. You can see the dust blowing right here. Definition of the skies, of the Martian skies. You can see it right here perfectly. They look a bit greenish, reddish. Okay, you see this almost as if it's three-dimensional. The reason you got this detail, it's because, again, I hate to repeat myself like a broken record, but it's an emissive panel, guys. It's just technically not possible for an LCD panel to achieve what OLED can achieve. If it could achieve what OLED can achieve, then the LG would not make OLED. They would not bother with the OLED. They would just use whatever technology it's available that's the best. Okay, I'm not saying OLED is perfect. Sure, it has its issues of burn-in and retention, but look at the quality that you're getting. Okay, for the movies, I'm saying OLED, it's perfect for the movies, especially if you have a 65-inch or 75-inch OLED TV. This Martian movie is just going to look beautiful. And even here, look at that light, the way it's reflecting. You can see the dust from the Martian soil surface picking up here, going into the light. You can see the dust being picked up here as well. Okay, and then you can see a perfect shadow here, pitch black shadow, that's reflecting Matt Damon here, and this device, this antenna that he's trying, no, this solar panel that he's trying to put on. He's adjusting a solar panel. He wants to adjust the solar panel. And this is the kind of detail that you're going to get in OLED. And this is why Sir Ridley Scott was blown away, was stunned when he saw some of his movies in OLED. He was like, wow, dude, this is amazing. Now you get to see my movie the way I intended it for you to see it. Okay? And look at that scene. Just look how beautiful it looks. And look at the definition of the Martian sky here. The definition of the skies. The dust that's being picked up in the air. These other little brownish clouds. The little grayish stones over here on this little peak of a mountain. All of this detail you get to see much, much better. Okay, and the dust that's being picked up here, you get to see it much, much better. So you see all this detail much better in OLED. And this is why he tells you, I want you guys to go and see my movies on OLED, in OLED panel. This is why he recommends the OLED panel. He's not a shill for LG. No one can tell Ridley Scott what to like, what not to like. No one can buy him, okay? If he likes something, he doesn't care who makes it. If he likes something, he will speak about it. He will tell you. Just like he spoke about the red cameras, Aries red cameras. He used a lot of red cameras in his movies lately because he loves them. So he's open about the red cameras. You know, he loves red cameras. I've been following Ridley Scott. He accepted me on his Facebook a long time ago, okay? And he's not a shill for LG, okay? It just so happens that the LG was the first one that started the OLED technology to make these panels, okay? I know Sony did the monitors, but the LG started first to sell televisions, to put OLED in televisions for the home viewing. LG was the first. Then came the Panasonic, and then Sony with the A1E. Okay? I'm not here to talk out of my ass, guys. I'm not here to sell you bullshit. I'm just here to tell you the facts and to tell you the truth. All right? Some people might have a hard time with this. Well, too bad, but this is the fact. Your LCD Z9D, Z9F cannot achieve the pure pitch black, deep dark levels the way the OLED can. It cannot, because it's still emitting a full array of LED lights from back of that LCD panel. I don't care if it has gazillions of local dimmings. I don't care how many local dimmings it has. It still cannot achieve what the OLED is giving you here. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. All right, so let's jump into Alien Covenant. I'm reviewing all 3 of his movies. Let's jump into Alien Covenant. And here, even on the Alien Covenant, you can see the detail in the background of the lights reflecting naturally. Okay, everything here is natural. The way the light is reflecting on the spaceship, it's natural. Like, you can see the consoles emitting onto his face. They're reflecting naturally because that's the way it would be if you were in this very lit up with monitors and instruments, dark cockpit spaceship. You would have the same exact feeling, okay? And that's what the OLED does. It emits every and each pixel that way because it's giving you its true natural look and feel. And that's what it does well, especially on his space movies. That's why he was mentioning my space movies, you know, why my space movies look so good. Because of their darkness. Because the light and all the other spectrum of colors will emit much better when you have that dark canvas. And here's another great example. In this scene, you get to see how the light, the lamp, when it's moving, how it's reflecting, when they're going through these corridors. It's very claustrophobic, it's very dark. So it's the visibility, it's not that great. And that's what you would see. That's the kind of claustrophobic fear you would have when you are watching, when you are inside this room. And this is how Ridley Scott wants you to experience this movie, for you not to see exactly everything lit up and bright, because he wants to give you that tension, that fear, that there's something there, okay? And with the OLED, you can achieve that. You can achieve that sense of claustrophobia, darkness, and fear, okay? And even on this scene, you get to see more in-depth, you know, in the background. You get to see those lights there above the cockpit, the dirt, the rain, the drips of the rain. They're like going, sliding against the window here on the cockpit. You get to see all this detail. You get to see the console, all of that, because you got a really nice emitting panel that's giving you every and each pixel detail the way it was meant to be. And even here you get to see the xenomorph, the console of the cockpit, the monitors, everything here, it is much better visible. All the rain drops here on the windshield, the way this xenomorph it's approaching, and even the way it's like hitting this windshield, you get to see it in more detail. I mean, there's so much detail that you see, guys. It is really difficult. It's impossible for me to do it through a camera for you to see what I'm seeing. You'll just have to trust me that there is a big difference between your LCD LED panel when you're watching movies on it and then watching it on the OLED. On the OLED, you will see tiny little details that you were like, whoa, I don't remember seeing that in a movie. You don't remember seeing that in a movie because you weren't able to see it in the movie. But now when you're watching it on the OLED, you get to see it with a brand new detail fashion. And that's what I'm trying to do here on this video. Even here, for example, you can see the raindrops and the way the xenomorph is hitting against this cockpit. Maybe I can do a little loop replay here for you guys to see it just briefly. Like here, for example, you can see even the raindrops while the xenomorph is like just headbutting that that windshield, you know. All of this stuff you will experience much better in person. When you see this in person, you will understand, oh, I see what Mr. 4K is talking about. And even here, yes, this might be a nasty scene for you to look and see, but look at the detail here, okay? Look at this. The stuff that you see on the OLED, it's gonna look much better for the movies. I'm not saying this is a perfect TV. I'm just simply saying for the movies, this is the best experience. You know, I know some of you will say, but what about the projectors? With the projectors, you still can't achieve the pure pitch black deep dark levels. They have fixed the peak brightness, they have fixed the color accuracy, but it's still lacking in that deep dark levels. But one of the benefits of having a projector, I always tell people, it's the big screen. When you have a big screen and you're watching a 4K movie on a 150-inch big screen from projector, then yeah, you're gonna see a lot of detail because you're watching on a big screen. Of course, that's the benefit of having a projector, because it's a big screen. But if you care about the detail, if you want to see every tiny little detail, the OLED will do that for you. And just look how beautifully that's being represented here with the nurse. You look at the light, the overhead light. That's what you're getting with the OLED, guys. That's what you are getting with the OLED. So, for whom is the OLED? It's really for the movie lovers, people who love to see their favorite movies in best possible detail. Now, I recommend 65-inch. I wouldn't go with a 55. I would go with a 65-inch OLED. Or you want to get the 9 series OLED that's coming out this year with the 8K, with the 89-inch or 89-inch OLED in 8K. You're truly going to be... you're going to be stunned. You're going to be stunned and blown away by the kind of detail you're going to see. The kind of experience you're going to have watching movies on that kind of a big screen and that kind of a detail. You're truly going to be just like blown away. Okay? So, well, there you have it, guys. I tried to do my best here, and I think I did the best I could here to explain to you why Sir Ridley Scott wants you to watch his movies in OLED. I did a video yesterday where I showed you the video where he spoke about it. That's not the only video that he has done. That was something that he did from Berlin via broadcast, okay? And there was other videos where he talked about the OLED numerous of times, where he talked about the OLED, the Signature Series OLED, the E series. Okay, so it's not his first time, and it's not his first rodeo. Just like he openly talked about the red camera. All right, so, and I'm letting you know that, yeah, and I can see why he's praising the OLED and why he's telling you you should watch his movies in OLED to experience them in the best possible of ways. And thank you for watching this video. I know this video is long. It's almost half an hour, but it's difficult for me to make a short video, especially when I'm doing 3 different movies and trying to explain to you why those 3 different movies from Ridley Scott, The Martian, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant, why these 3 movies are better on OLED. And also there's a 40th anniversary of Alien coming out pretty soon. Can't wait to see that. Batman also is coming out. Batman Return. So there's a bunch of movies coming out this year. Well, there you have it, guys. Another movie I would like to see, it's Aliens. I would love to see a special edition Aliens from James Cameron. And I think it's time that James Cameron releases his movies like Aliens, Avatar, for crying out loud, release the Avatar, even Titanic. So I hope that that he does that. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, I'm not here to sell you OLED. I'm just here to give you my honest, unbiased analysis and to acknowledge why Sir Ridley Scott said what he said. And I agree with him. And he's the reason why I got into the OLED. Because I was like, I don't know. Maybe, believe me, I thought the same way you guys were thinking. Is he a shill for LG? Is he bought by OLED, by LG? And I realized that he's not. Okay? Because I have seen it for myself. I have experienced the OLED for myself in all these years. Since 2017, I had 4 different types of OLED. B6, C6, C7, and now E8. And who knows, in the future, maybe E9. You never know. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for my next video that I got coming up regarding... well, I'm not going to tell you what the video is about. Just you will see it when it comes out. All right, guys. Have a good one, though. Take care. Cheers.